Here in 3.8, the conditional operator is a neat little piece of shorthand, and it's on page 150. What we essentially are saying is that it takes three operators all at once, and it's a shorthand way of having an if else statement. So what we've got here is let me boil it down. We've got a Boolean expression. So all of this is going to be our expression. And what we need is for it to evaluate is either true or false. Hence the idea that it is Boolean. We have the question mark operator and the colon separator. So after the first question mark operator goes one value, and after the colon goes another. So those are the parts of a conditional operator. So let me tell you how they would look. So this statement right here is a conditional statement. We have x or y equals x is less than 0. So got all that? No, I'm kidding. What we're saying is that y equals is, so this part of this equation is we're saying we are looking for the resultant of everything that happens over here to be stored back in y. So this really and truly should be wrapped in a set of parentheses, because that would make it more clear to the next developer in the chain. But this is our jackwagon authors letting you know that there is an order of operations when it comes to the equals and the ternary operator. That's this. So they're trying to prove to you that this will work, and I think they're just being blowhard jackwagons when they do this kind of stuff to students because it's shitty. So what we're saying is, look, we're trying to make an assignment here, y equals, and depending on how everything on this side of the equation turns out, y has an opportunity to get different values. So the first portion here is tested for truth. X is less than 0. So if I have -1, -2, this portion of the operation is associated true. So then 10 is stored back here for the value of y. Now, let's say that x is in fact 1 or -1. Guys, I got that backwards for you, and I apologize. I am in desperate need of like ibuprofen and a coffee here. So that's my dyslexia getting the best of me. Let me start that from scratch. X is less than 0. Yeah, I had that right. I still need the ibuprofen and the coffee. So this time around, we're going to enter in 5 as the value. Is 5 less than 0? No, that evaluates as false, right? So instead of the 10 being the value that we assign here, the 20 is going to be the value that we assign to y. Now, I will tell you honestly that for me to see a conditional operator out of a student here in CIS240, or for me to see it from a student in like C++ or JavaScript or anything without having actually been told you have to use the conditional operator, like in a homework assignment, is really very, very unusual. But it's super duper useful because it gives us multiple conditions that we can check in a single line with only a few characters. So we will see an example of this with the code samples at the end of the chapter, and it's wonky and it's weird, but it's concise, which makes it fantastic. So we're saying here, before you assign a value to y, because that's what that equals here is saying, let's test x conditionally. So if x is less than 0, that's where the question mark comes, then 10 is stored back here as y. If x is greater than 0, that is false, then the 20 is assigned to y. It goes boom, 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 boom. And it's a really complex thing to do in one quick, short little line, and it's fantastic. But you will, almost none of you will choose to use that without being pushed into doing it like as an assignment.